So this is Lance Cleveland, follow-up on the Apple Display video issue and running the fans at full tilt. So we'll look at this fan speed. Got a pretty interesting graph here. This is earlier today with running all the monitors. This is standard system state, DisplayPort 0, and this is adding DisplayPort 1 as well as the HDMI port. Now right here is where the displays were shut down, and this is only DisplayPort 0 and HDMI running, and the fan's running at about 4,500 RPM pretty steadily that entire period. As soon as the HDMI port was disconnected, so only DisplayPort was online, the entire system dropped very quickly. And this does not correspond to the GPUs. I'll show you that chart in a minute. Now, this was when the HDMI was disconnected. Right here was when the HDMI was reconnected, spiked right back up to normal. Now, in this spot is when only the DisplayPort's disconnected. So here, this is single DisplayPort 0 attached to the system. The fan immediately drops. This is with DisplayPort 0 and HDMI attached. And then as soon as I disconnected the DisplayPort, just shut it off in this case, because it's an intelligent display, it senses when the power's off. You'll see that it drops again, right back to normal. This is pretty much the normal fan speed. This was shooting the last video and publishing it to YouTube, and that's why you see a little spike there. But basically, the system runs pretty steadily with one monitor, DisplayPort 0 or HDMI. It's going to run at about 2,500 RPM, which is what it should be. And you'll see that the GPU and CPU temps, all the system temps, are pretty stable across the entire spectrum of the timeline. Now, of course, this spikes for running videos and when the first displays are first connected, as the display maps and everything are redone and the addressing is all redone for the display. But in general, you see some minor variances, but nothing close to what we see being represented here on this left side fan. And you'll see, of course, right side is dead flat the entire time. So I'm not even sure there's actually a right side fan in the system. But here we go, left side fan. Here's your spikes. Two monitors, DisplayPort 0 and HDMI. Disconnect HDMI. Reconnect HDMI, so we're back to DisplayPort 0 and HDMI, and then disconnect DisplayPort. So you can see it's not just related to either HDMI or DisplayPort. Of course, this is after all the param resets, SMC resets, and every other trick that Apple throws at you to try to get the system to behave. So something's definitely going on with a multiple monitor, external monitor support on a MacBook in clamshell mode. Nothing really running on this system at this point. So this is all purely OS, and dealing with external displays, it does not behave as it has in any of the past 3 releases of macOS or OS X. So that's where we're at today. Hopefully Apple can find the source of the problem and resolve this for us.